the line with us, and we're with Lori, Dr. Lori Stevic-Rust, a psychologist. She's been on the show before talking about stress management, and one of the quotes I remember, in fact we put it on the ecrsuccess.com website, was, if you don't manage stress, it will manage you. You still believe that, don't you, Lori?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Dr. Lori wants to talk about not just managing stress for Tiara, you're still there, aren't you? But also how Tiara and the rest of us can relieve some of the stress on our employees. I think I never thought that we could do that. How do you do that?
Well, it's important, Kip, when we think about stress, it doesn't exist just inside of us. Again, what we experience, others can catch from us. So when you think about, really when you enter a room with somebody who's really stressed, you almost can begin to physiologically and psychologically experience the same symptoms.
Yes.
And of course, as scientists, we're always looking for evidence to prove that. And there has been research done physiologically to show that there are these things called mirror neurons in the brain, which explains why
Watch
you
those
yawn.
big terms. I'm just an entrepreneur.
I know, but it explains why when you yawn, I yawn.
Yes.
When your blood pressure starts to go up and you're talking faster, my blood pressure goes up a little bit and I'm talking faster. We do mirror people around us for good and bad. So I think it's real important when we are the owners of a company, we set the tone, we set the bar for how we want our employees to manage their day-to-day lives and activities when stress occurs in the environment.
Wow.
Yeah.
I had a friend of mine, Dr. Lori, that thought he was getting ripped off by the bank. He had a big loan with the bank, and he thought he was paying too much interest. Mm-hmm. And he went to the bankers, went to this big meeting, and said, I think I should have my interest rate lowered. And he came back and he met me at his office. I had an appointment with him right afterwards. I said, well, did you get the job done? And he said, yes. I said, well, how did you do it? He said, I didn't raise my voice.
Mm-hmm. It's disarming. Again, when you manage your stress internally, your tone is different, your breathing is different, your demeanor is different. And when people expect a controversial conversation, or they're expecting high energy, high pressure, and you don't deliver, it's disarming enough that it makes people pause long enough to really hear your message.
Wow. So what we've got to do, Tiara and I, we've got to, we just have to, we have to be as calm as we can. And if we're fairly calm, then our employees should be calm too.
Well, think about it again. We're not talking about that you're just, everything's great, and certainly your guest knows that being a business owner, there are days that you are not calm, and every piece of business changes.
Not
Tiara. She's the exception to the rule.
She's probably the exception.
Right, exactly. But there are days that as the business grows, the stressors change. As things happen day to day with sales issues and delivery issues, there are going to be times when pressure of deadlines occurs and your stress levels are going to rise. That's just a natural part of doing business.
Sure.
But it's really important to lead people through that, and that's what a solid leader does. Whether it's a team of people, whether it's the individual owner of the company, you have to be able to anticipate that this is going to become a stressful sort of experience, and how am I going to set the bar and set the expectations that I lead through the stress and the change. That's the key to keeping a productive staff.
Wow, because I know business people that yell. They yell and scream. Mm-hmm. When things get bad, they yell and scream. And I have done that in a past life. Mm-hmm. Not a lot, but once in a while I do that. That's the worst thing you could do.
Right. I mean, we know how successful that is, right? When people are screaming at us, we're really at our best. We're really managing ourselves well, right?
No.
Right, exactly,
We're not, no.
Exactly.
If we lose it, your people will be under enormous stress.
Well, when you're attacking and you're yelling at me, I shut down, and intellectually I'm not my best. I'm not going to come up with some strategies to solve the problems that we're facing. All I really want to do is to get away, and inside I'm spending all of my internal energy saying some really unkind things about you. Yes. Well-deserved, but unkind things about you. Yes.